Hi guys, this is Hiro. How's everyone doing today? So today I'm going over Venus's transit and its exaltation of Pisces, right? Now, Venus is in Pisces in 2025 from the end of January to about the end of May, right? So this is a solid 4 months. But in this time, it's going forward and then it's going retrograde and then it's going forward again. So I'm only making this video up until it goes retrograde about March 1st. So this is about a video for about a month, right? The end of January to the beginning of March, right? Now, Venus is exalted in Pisces, right? So everybody kind of looks forward to this because Venus is the most material or one of the most material benefic planets, and it's exalted, right? Which means it should be good. Now, the thing you have to understand is that, and I made other videos on this before, exaltation is the spiritually direct best placement for a planet, right? It is not the materially best direct placement for a planet, right? That would be its multiple sign. But the spiritually direct best placement for the planet, okay? Now, why? Just a quick crash course. Why does Venus get exalted here? I made other videos on exaltation and Venus in exaltation, but it's because Venus is the planet of enjoyment and Pisces is the planet of detachment. When you are detaching from your enjoyment, you can actually at a higher level enjoy things more, right? But versus the debilitation sign of Virgo, when you are more attached to your attachment and you try to control things and manipulate how it's being enjoyed and think about it too much and all of that, you actually end up enjoying it less. Right? So this is why Venus gets exalted in Pisces, right? So it's all about detaching from your enjoyment. This doesn't mean you necessarily have to enjoy less, but just detaching from it, correct? Now, you have a Rahu here with Venus in Pisces, and then you also have a Jupiter in Taurus, right? Now, Pisces is Jupiter's sign and Taurus is Venus' sign. So there's also this kind of conjunction-ish energy here, but it's a little bit different. At a start, Rahu is actually with the Venus, right? So in this, the Rahu portion will be more in effect in the beginning of this transit, since Rahu is like in the beginning quarter of Pisces moving backwards. So Rahu will blow things out of proportion, right? So it'll either, all things Venus related, whether it's people or things, whatever, it will try to get you to detach from them certain things more, like over focus on certain things you should detach from and kind of hook you on these things. Let's just say you have 100 things you need to detach from, right? These 20 things I need to detach from. And then a little bit of it also is with detachment always comes a little attachment, right? This is why planets always aspect the sign across from where it's sitting. So the little things that you need to attach to, some of those things Rahu can really help you hook on and really feel like you need them also, right? So that's how it will function here, right? You will feel like certain things you really need to detach from and certain things less things, but certain things you also need to really attach to, right? Rather than just, you're kind of going towards these extremes of like what you need, you feel like you need to do it, right? You know how Rahu is. Rahu makes you feel like you really need to do something or else it's all over, right? Your life sucks, whatever. That's the illusion, right? So what happens is instead of being a little bit balanced, like slowly, kind of gradually or detaching from a little bit here, a little bit there, attaching a little bit here, you just hyper fixate on certain things and you feel like you need those things to detach from or attach from, and that's it. You're only focused on that, right? Now, what this could mean is that in regards to people and things, you'll have more of those thoughts and things like that. Now, Jupiter is in Taurus. So when it comes to Taurus things, it's a little bit different because yes, Rahu is applying its pressure, but Jupiter's kind of got like the final say there in Taurus. It's like, hey, wait a minute. Should we really be hyper fixating on these things? Is there other things that we need to focus on in regards to Taurus? The thing that we're hyper fixating on, are we looking at them groundedly? It will kind of give like a final look there. You'll still kind of feel that pressure, but you'll kind of get a final look there, right? Versus Libra, you kind of don't really have that same support. So the advice here would be to, you need to be very grounded about what you're detaching from and what you're attaching from. And is there anything missing that you're detaching from and that you should be attached to, I guess you can say, right? Especially in regards to Taurus, because especially in regards to Libra, because in Taurus, you have that Jupiter support, right? In regards to Taurus things, you want to do things to support your Jupiter and not support your Rahu, right? It's all about, so Taurus is all about things, comforts, things like that. So what do I mean by you want to support your Jupiter and not support your Rahu? Let's just say with cars, let's just say comforts, perfumes, right? You don't want to be over flexing and things like that in this time period, right? And support your Rahu here, right? Because it can kind of bite you, and then you feel extra frustrated by them and all this kind of stuff, right? In terms of people with Libra things, you might feel the tendency to just need to get rid of some people, right? Now, in regards to Libra and Taurus things, the need to get rid of people, it's usually a little bit valid, right? So my advice to everybody would be to explore why the actual root core of like the deeper beyond the 3 levels, superficial layers of why you feel like you need to really get rid of some people, right? Not just because you think they're annoying or something, right? Like, why do you think they're annoying? Why do they bring up certain insecurities in you? And then you just keep going deeper, right? Same thing with the people that you might attach to during this time of detachment, right? Why do you feel the need to attach to those people, right? You want to ask yourself lots of questions. The thing with Rahu is, yes, it does a lot of stuff, but we can use it really, sorry, someone texted me. You can use it really well if we are grounded, right? If we're letting Rahu kind of dig up some of that dirt. But if we get controlled by the dirt, especially because exaltation is a sign of, it's an intense time for a planet. It could be beneficial, but it could also not be, right? Because it's very spiritually directly positive, but challenging, right? So that's there. Now, your Rahu is going to dig some stuff up on top of the already challenging exaltation placement. So you need to know how to really deal with it, right? And like I said, in regards to Taurus, you kind of have that Jupiter support after it comes up. After you deal with it, it's like, oh, wait a minute, am I really doing the right thing and all this kind of stuff, right? It will question and challenge you a little bit more. It'll give you that boost. That's why Jupiter is so important. But the Rahu, it is not going to, there's nothing really, there's no safety net in the Libra aspect of things. So you really need to think a little bit twice. And with people, we tend to turn a blind side a lot more, right? Because you can't control people. You can kind of control things, but you can't control people, right? So you need to make sure that you're being very grounded in your thoughts and being very aware of the certain relationships you have with certain people and things like that, and why exactly you think or feel the way you do about them, and take it from there, right? So you can make the decisions appropriately. This can be a great time for change in your life. It's an excellent time because it's Pisces. It's right before the new cycle. But when Rahu is here, you don't need to do any disaster, right? Maybe you do. Maybe you do need to do a little disaster, but you want to make sure that it's coming from a grounded place. You're not just hysterical, going off the rails, doing all this crazy stuff that you might regret after this transit is over. Okay, so that's just my little 2 cents. At the end of the day, your dashas are gonna. This is just a transit video, general transit video. Your dasha, your chart is gonna, control what happens. I've said this a million times, so don't. Just also take that into consideration when it comes to this transit, right? See where Pisces is in your chart, what house it's in. That's where the effects are gonna play out also, especially where Taurus and Libra is as well. But that's it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, as usual, feel free to let me know in the comment section or email, and I will talk to everyone next time. Thank you all very, very much for watching.